Back at it again, y'all know what time it is. Another reaction for the RC gang. Alright, now this is a special request. And it's by Prince EA. So Prince EA. I guess he do like controversial rap or poetic videos about school, the school system and politics and whatnot. I try to stay away from politics on this channel, or very controversial stuff. But I'm gonna get right into it. And it's student versus teacher. Now I am a father, so it's gonna be interesting to see what side I take. Do I take the student side, or do I take the teacher side, or is it just a perfect place in the middle? You know what I mean? It's always a good place in the middle on a lot of issues. You just gotta find it. So we're gonna get right into this, all right? Prince EA, student versus teacher, 2019. Let's go.
Your son is a failure. He's barely passing my class, and with grades like this, I'm just not sure what kind of future he's gonna have. What do you have to say for yourself? You're supposed to graduate this year.
Listen to Mr. Johnson. What kind of future do you think you're gonna have?
With all due respect,
I've been there before. As a student, I've been there before. Trust me. I wasn't your best student coming up. Very hard-headed. You know what I mean? Very rebellious. Yeah, it was rough. School was not my thing.
don't call me a failure. Failure is an event, not a person, in fact. And you talk about the future, Mr. Johnson, but you're not preparing us for that.
Okay, failure is a, what do you say? Hold on.
Don't call me a failure. Failure is an event.
Failure is an event. Like you failed something. You failed your class, so you will be considered a failure, right? In that context. In the context of being labeled a failure, or just being a failure at a point in time. This is like semantics. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what's the definition of failure? Failure isn't this. If I rob a bank, am I not a robber? Right? That was an event. Robbing a bank was the event, right? If you fail at something, I guess you failed at that particular thing, right? If you failed at learning how to, let's say, learning how to knit. You failed at learning how to knit, or learning how to build cars. You failed at that. So you're not a failure at life. You're just a failure at that event. So I get what he's saying there. Your failure is an event. It's not a state of being. You failed at building cars. You failed at school. You felt that if you failed the 6th grade or whatever grade, you felt that, but you're not a failure at life. Unless you passing a grade is your definition of life. Like, that's your standard. That's your benchmark. Like, oh, for me to be, successful, right? So you have successful and failure. They're on opposite ends. For me to be successful, I have to pass this class, right? So that is an internal look at oneself, like a judgment of oneself that's placed upon, you place that upon yourself. So if you have that outlook, then you will be considered a failure, but that'll just, you will be considered a failure at life, right? I know I'm trying to, the video ain't even been a minute in, and I'm already trying to break it down. Oh, this is going to be a long video. This is going to be a long video here.
Person, in fact. And you talk about the future, Mr. Johnson, but you're not preparing us for that.
Excuse me?
Just listen to what I'm saying.
This should be good.
Would you agree that in the future, most careers will become automated?
Yeah, so?
So the people who succeed will have to be curious, innovative, with resilience to adapt to new changes.
What's your point?
My point is, the focus in this school is not on that. It is on regurgitating information and test taking, and that's just real. But in today's world, creativity is the most important leadership skill.
Creativity is the most important leadership skill. I don't know if it's the important leadership skill, but it is one of the most important skills if you're going to be successful in this new age of technology and automation, taking away jobs. That is a fact. That is something that we have to look forward to and find ways to adapt. I do agree with that. But leadership skills and creativity, I don't know if goes hand in hand. I don't know. But that is true.
Oh, that's how you feel.
You don't have to believe me, but maybe you will believe the 1,500 executives who recently said creativity is the most important leadership skill. See, pretty soon, no one will be hired because of what they know. Because who cares what you know or if you've memorized a fact? We've got Google and Siri for that. In the future, people will be hired because of what they can do with their knowledge. Can they creatively solve real-world problems, not just follow instructions or directions and bubble in multiple-choice questions? So, Mom, that's why I'm stressed, because these robotic tasks we learn in school should stop. Because no one can do a robot's job better than a robot. Billionaire founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma, said that we should not compete with artificial intelligence, but instead focus on developing unique human intelligence. Mr. Johnson, drills are for teeth, not the human mind. So these repetitive knowledge-based tasks we must leave behind. Or in the future, you're going to find a lot of people graduating out of your class right into the unemployment line. See, many top companies today don't look at grades. Mom, that old way is expiring. Google has been quoted as saying GPAs are worthless criteria for hiring. Founder of Tesla, Elon Musk, agrees. So I say this with unease and sorrow. If you continue to teach today as you taught yesterday, then you rob us students of tomorrow. Mr. Johnson, I'm going to keep it real with you. Sometimes sitting in your class is tough. I'm constantly thinking, if I don't...
Hold on. I just got something to say. I know it's the middle of the video. But this whole notion of, what are you teaching me? You're not teaching me to succeed in life, like in school. It's a bad perception. I think it's a bad way of looking at it, because if you look at how people think about science and how, people critical thinking skills and being analytical, it lacks. Even if they make a lot of money, even if they're, are successful in their own right, it's like, it's parts of their education that they missed or didn't pay attention to, and it leads them to question things that to them seem so otherworldly that they have to run to conspiracy theories. They have to run to, distrust of certain things, or, because they mind can't wrap themselves, because their minds can't wrap around certain fundamental stuff that they would have learned in school. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people who still deny evolution. And it's like, what? Like, how can you deny evolution? Because you don't know the basis of biology. So what I'm basically trying to say is, not everything that you was taught in school is for you to be able to capitalize on it monetarily. You know what I mean? Like, not everything that you learn in school will help you with finding a job or putting money in your pocket. Some things that you learn in school is for you to be intelligent on certain matters and being a well-rounded person so you can make well-informed decisions, better decisions for your well-being outside of making money. Like climate change, like environmental stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's people who go against that because they don't have the knowledge. They only think about money. They only think about money, and their whole view of being successful is how much money you have in your bank account. And it's like, okay, well, how can you spend that money if there's no earth? It's because we destroyed the earth. So it's like, that should be the most important thing, right? I think it's just ingenuous to criticize school as to say, well, you're not teaching me to prepare for the future as far as making money. No, some things that you learn, no, it won't make you money, but it will make you a well-rounded person, and a person who can critically analyze situations to make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? And not decisions based on emotions. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on that. I think that's a false equivalency. Like, because, learning how cells divide and multiply doesn't help me gain money. You know what I'm saying? It has no use. Basically, like, but learning that information could help you in deciding, what policies that we should be putting in place far as like money allocated to certain medical research. So that type of information can help us to not be fearful of like stem cell research and, stuff like that. It takes away the fear that a lot of people have by being educated on certain things that they just feel like it's hocus pocus. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Anyway, let's get back to it, man.
Up at the clock, maybe it'll speed up. So I listen to you, do my work, and pay attention. Feeling like an hour had to have gone by, but it was only 3 minutes. So if you wonder why we're bored in class, look, you want to get a kid to hate reading? Give them this, a school textbook. And some people think it's our fault, and that hurts me. They say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And to that I say no. Firstly, you can put salt in that horse's hay and make him thirsty. And if you bring joy in your classroom, you can make any bad student nerdy, as he or she discovers the beauty of truly learning. Mr. Johnson, I mean no disrespect. You have the most important job on this planet. You build, create, and save lives. But if you really care about my future, like you say, then you have to fully commit and ask yourself honestly, how do I prepare a child for a future that doesn't yet exist? Here's a hint. The answer is not found in this. It's using this and this. See, in the future, we would need more passion and compassion. People with inspired hearts and wisdom to uplift this planet.
Yep.
And Mom, I love you, but can I be real?
Go ahead.
You want to know one of the biggest factors for childhood success? It's not IQ. It's family meals. And we haven't had one of those in a while.
And that are facts. IQ has no correlation to being successful or how wealthy you will be. Like, just look at all the wealthy idiots out there. Like, so that's true. Passion and love, compassion and love is what we're going to need in the future. That's what we're going to need. We need to be more human, basically. You know what I'm saying? I agree with them there.
See, I know sometimes you don't feel proud, because I may not be a straight A student, but I'm not stupid. These tests may be 70% of my grade, but they're 0% of my future. But don't worry, I'll pass this class and get through this. But I
That's not
need
true.
you to give me the space I need to be me and live true. Because the best feeling in the world is that your own parents get you. There's a passage in a book called The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. And if you don't mind, I'd love to share it with you.
Go ahead.
See,
Go
he says,
ahead.
your children are not your children. They are the
Why they gotta have? I'm not even gonna touch it. But go ahead.
sons and daughters of life longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they do not belong to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow. So, Mom, I'd appreciate it if you give me the love that I need to pursue my dreams. See, if we are to succeed, all three of us need behavior change on all fronts. We talk about the future, but the future is now, and it is created now by all of us.
I've never heard you speak like that before.
Yeah, I didn't know.
But I'm going to reach out to administration and try to change some things. You have my word.
All right. That was a cool video. I'm happy that I had a chance to look at it and react for you guys and gals. And like I said in the beginning of the video, you know, this is gonna be a thing where it's like you just gotta find the middle ground. You know what I mean? And some things I agree with what he said, some things I don't agree with. But overall, it seems like his intentions are well placed. Like he has good intentions. He's not just doing this for money. You know what I'm saying? And seems like he's very genuine.